Hey everybody, I wanted to give some notes from class today and posted in the Google Classroom so you have it. We're working with integers and this week, and today we're talking about sums of integers. And so when there are some patterns that we can always see for working with adding integers, and if the integers have the same signs, you're gonna find the total value of those numbers, the absolute value, and then you'll use the common sign. So maybe you just see it on a number line and you see the math and that's cool, but it's also good to recognize this pattern. So for example, if you had 11 plus 18, right? I mean, this is just common math, but they're two positive integers, that's the point. So the sum is gonna be positive. Now, if you had another problem, a negative 15 plus a negative 12, here you see that both of our integers are negatives, right? We got a negative 15, negative 12. So we add the absolute value in a sense. We take 15 and 12, 27, but they're negatives. The value is going to be a negative 27. Okay, so that's one pattern that is good to generalize. Now, when adding integers with different signs, so in this case, we have a negative 22 plus 10. Here, you're going to find the difference, adding integers, different signs. You're going to recognize one way to think of it is there's more negative values, so the difference is going to be negative. So negative 22 and a positive 10, the difference is 22. And there are more negatives, so it's going to be 12. And then in another example, if you have 87 positives and then plus negative 11, here when we're thinking about what is the sum going to be, we recognize that there are more positives. So the difference between these two in the sum, the difference between the absolute value is going to be 76. And because there are more positives, that's going to be represented as a positive. Okay, and then one more thing, if we're talking about the additive inverse, that's going to be two values, that sum is 0. So examples would be 8 plus a negative 8. Will equal 0. That's an additive inverse. And then another example could be a negative 16 plus a positive 16. That sum is going to be 0. And that's good, just number sense to be able to recognize values that add up to 0. And we call that the additive inverse.